If you believe all kisses are the same, think again, because when you kiss a man like this, his body freezes, his guard falls, and something ancient within him surrenders. This isn't just about technique, it's about power, and most women have no idea that they hold the key to it. There's a kind of kiss that doesn't just touch his lips, it reaches deep into his soul. It breaks through the armor he spent his life building and makes him feel something he may never admit he craves. Today we're diving into 6 kiss triggers that make even the strongest man go weak, and why the way you kiss can stir a hunger deeper than simple desire. There is a sacred moment that exists just before the kiss, a breath suspended between two souls. It's not silence, it's pressure, it's electricity, it's the gathering storm before the sky cracks open. Too many people rush through this moment, confusing impatience for passion, but the woman who understands the pause before the kiss, the deliberate slowing down of time, holds a power far beyond physical attraction. She doesn't lunge at him, she doesn't lean in desperately, she waits. She lets him feel the gravity of her presence. And in doing so, she awakens something primal in him. Men are conditioned to be in control, to lead, to initiate. But when a woman controls time, when she slows the rhythm and forces stillness into the moment, he doesn't know what to do with himself. He begins to feel pulled rather than pushing forward. This creates a delicious sense of vulnerability inside him, one he rarely allows himself to feel. That pause makes him question whether he is ready, whether he can handle what's about to happen, and that slight sense of hesitation, not born from fear but from reverence, makes him weak in the best possible way. Why does this work so powerfully? Because anticipation amplifies desire. In neuroscience, delayed gratification increases dopamine release. But this isn't about science, it's about sensation. The space between two people's lips. The heat of breath exchanged but not yet touching. The tension that builds when a kiss hasn't yet been taken. It stirs both the mind and the body, and in that charged silence, you speak to him without words. You're saying, I'm not just here to kiss you. I'm here to choose you, to disarm you, to make this unforgettable. That pause isn't just empty space, it's filled with intention. A woman who pauses doesn't do so passively. Her eyes lock with his. Her energy is still but bold. She leans in just enough for him to feel the closeness of her, but not enough to give him full access. She hovers, teases, her breaths become shallow, pupils dilate, the world quiets, and he is trapped between craving and uncertainty. He wonders, is she going to kiss me? Is this really happening? Am I the one being led right now? This reversal, where the man becomes the one who's pulled in, is incredibly arousing to him, not just physically, but emotionally. A kiss that's given too easily may feel good in the moment, but fades quickly. A kiss that is earned through tension, restraint, and a dance of silence and proximity that lingers, leaves an imprint. It marks him. And the woman who understands this becomes unforgettable in his memory. What's even more powerful is how this pause reveals you. A woman who can pause before the kiss is a woman who is comfortable in her body, her energy, and her ability to hold emotional tension. She doesn't rush to prove herself. She doesn't kiss to win approval. She kisses when she feels the time is right. That confidence radiates, and for a man, that level of self-possession is intoxicating. It tells him she is not like the others. She's not trying to impress him. She is inviting him into an experience he'll never forget. There's also something incredibly masculine about the energy a woman holds in this kind of pause. Not in terms of gender roles, but in terms of polarity. She becomes the mountain, steady and unmoving, while he becomes the river, flowing toward her. This shift in dynamic throws him off balance in the best way. He's used to being the one who initiates, the one who claims, but here she holds the reins. And yet it's done so softly, so gracefully, that he doesn't resist. He melts into it. This moment becomes more than just a kiss. It becomes a test of presence, because the man who is worth kissing, worth loving, worth being with, is the man who can handle that pause. If he can sit in the tension with you, if he can feel what you're feeling and meet it with presence, then the kiss that follows won't just be physical. It will be powerful. Here's the secret. The kiss begins before the lips meet. It starts with the eyes, with the slow lean in, with the tilt of the head, with the way you brush your lips near his but don't land. Every millimeter of movement becomes part of a symphony. You aren't just touching skin. You're awakening memory, emotion, and longing. You're pressing into a part of him that rarely gets touched, the part that yearns to be seen, not just desired. Many women think seduction is about motion, but true seduction is often about stillness, about withholding. It's about knowing that when you finally do kiss him, it will feel like the breaking of a dam he didn't even realize was holding back a flood. Once you understand the pause, you'll never kiss the same way again. You'll realize you don't need to rush. You are the rush. When you pause, you give him the gift of mystery. You invite him into a space where he's no longer just a man trying to get to the kiss. He's a man being invited into a moment that feels suspended in eternity. That's where the magic lives. Not in the kiss itself, but in the breathless, aching, soul-gripping moment before it. It's the moment where his mind screams, "Kiss her." His body leans in, and you just wait. That's the moment he goes weak, not because you took his strength, but because you made him feel something deeper than control. You made him feel wonder. There's a delicate, almost mystical dance hidden within the kiss that leads, then surrenders. It's not choreography, it's not routine. It's a pulse, a rhythm between two energies. The woman who understands this rhythm doesn't just kiss. She commands and melts in a single powerful gesture. At first she leads boldly with certainty. She kisses him with the clarity of intention, knowing exactly what she wants from this moment and how to draw it out of him. Then, just when he begins to follow, just when he's immersed in her lead, she surrenders softly, willing. That shift, when she gives over, is what undoes him completely. Most women are taught to wait, to be kissed, to be led, to receive. But the truth is, men aren't just drawn to softness. They're electrified by contrast, by polarity. They're drawn to the woman who has both fire and fluidity inside her. When you lead the kiss at first, when you take initiative, not out of aggression, but out of purpose, it startles him in the most exhilarating way. It flips his expectations. He expects to pursue, to be the dominant presence, the one in control. But suddenly here you are, taking that control gently in your hands and showing him a new kind of feminine power, one that doesn't beg, one that doesn't chase, but one that invites and initiates. In that moment, your kiss tells him, "I see you, I want you, and I'm not afraid to reach for you." That bravery stirs something deep inside him. It challenges him. It awakens the masculine instinct, not just to dominate, but to merge. Then, just as he rises to meet your fire, you drop. You ease into surrender. You slow your pace. You loosen your grip. Let him rise into the role he thought he'd play from the start. But now, it's different, because now he's not just leading, he's responding to a fire that you lit. He's moved by a surrender that feels real because it wasn't given blindly, it was earned. This is the secret most don't understand about desire. Surrender means nothing if it doesn't come after power. The woman who only ever surrenders risks becoming passive, unremembered. But the woman who leads first even for just a moment, plants her signature in his memory. She shows him her confidence, her decisiveness, her hunger. And then, by surrendering afterwards, she shows him something even more powerful: her trust. That shift from leader to lover is what breaks him open. That's when he goes weak. Why? Because it's rare. Because it speaks to both his craving for mystery and his need to feel chosen. You lead. And he thinks, she's strong. You surrender. And he thinks, she chose me to be strong. It plays into a core psychological truth about men. They want to be capable for someone. They want to feel they can hold, contain, and protect a woman who is otherwise uncontainable. A woman who doesn't need to be held, but lets herself be anyway. That is the deepest form of seduction. Not dependence, but voluntary intimacy. And when you kiss this way, first leading with confidence, then melting with surrender, it's more than arousing, it's disarming, because he never feels fully in control. He's caught between wanting to chase and wanting to receive. He's pushed off balance in a way that's not confusing, but thrilling. You're not following a script, you're writing one in real time, and he's captivated by the plot. It's in the first few seconds, the way you part your lips first, the way you tilt your head slightly off center, the way you move in with purpose, that you send the signal, I know my power. You don't ask permission with your eyes, you state it with presence. And then, once your lips have claimed their space, once your kiss has said, I see you, and I want you, everything changes. You ease up just a bit. You soften, you pull back just enough to allow him to lean in. You shift the balance of control into his hands. You give him a glimpse of the opening. This isn't manipulation, it's communication through the body. And it tells him more than words ever could, that you are a woman of strength and choice. Your surrender is not submission. It's poetry. It's a gift. And he will honor it because you've made it clear that it is not something automatic. It's earned, deserved, and needs a response. And here's where it becomes unforgettable, because a kiss that starts in power and ends in surrender doesn't just affect his body, it shakes his very sense of identity. He starts to see not just as a woman he desires, but as a woman who moves him. You change how he perceives connection. He won't just remember the taste of your kiss. He'll remember how it made him feel like a man in a new way, strong, needed, chosen. And when he walks away from that kiss, he won't be able to name what just happened, but his body will remember. His chest will feel fuller. His ego will quiet. His thoughts will drift back to you at random moments, not because of what you did, but because of how you did it. You kissed like a storm, starting with thunder and leaving behind rain. And now he's soaked in it, unsure of how to dry off, unsure if he even wants to. And when you know how to kiss like this, you step into a level of feminine embodiment that most will never reach. You realize that you don't have to choose between strength and softness, dominance and devotion. You can be both. You can lead and surrender, command and melt, ignite and release. And the man who experiences that will never look at another kiss the same way again. There is a moment in the kiss that doesn't just stir passion, it captures control of his mind. It happens the instant you take his lower lip between yours. It's such a small gesture, so subtle, it could easily go unnoticed by anyone watching. But the impact it has on a man is profound, because the lower lip bypasses his rational mind and directly targets his primal wiring. It short-circuits his logic, that overwhelms his ability to analyze or perform. In that instant, he stops calculating, he stops controlling, he just feels. And what he feels is something akin to surrender. Why the lower lip? Because it's symbolically and sensually disarming. His lower lip is the vulnerable part, the receptive part. It's not the assertive upper lip that initiates, it's the passive half of the kiss, the one that receives, absorbs, and yields. And when a woman deliberately and confidently takes that part between her lips, even just for a moment, she is doing something quietly dominant, not aggressive or forceful, but undeniably powerful. It sends a clear message: I'm not afraid of you. I want you. And I'll taste you on my terms. That sensation floods him. It pulls him out of his ego, his performance mindset, the roles he thinks he's supposed to play. It draws him into the body, into the now, into you. That kind of presence, snatching him from the grip of his thoughts and plunging him into raw sensation, is a high he rarely experiences. Most men live in a world of responsibility, pressure, and decision-making, but when you kiss him like this, when you gently trap his lower lip between yours, you momentarily take responsibility, and he willingly lets you. There's also a deep neurological trigger at play. The lips are one of the most sensitive erogenous zones on the body, packed with nerve endings. The lower lip in particular is especially exposed. When it's held gently, it activates more than just arousal. It activates intimacy. It signals closeness. It mimics feeding, nurturing, trusting. And when a man feels that from a woman, something strange happens. He doesn't just feel turned on, he feels safe. Safe enough to drop the masks. Safe enough to not know what to do next. That's when he goes weak, not in shame, but in surrender. And here's the magic. It's not just about the grip of your lips. It's about the contrast, the way you don't clamp down. You hold, tease, release. Sometimes you linger, letting the softness of your lips envelop his. Other times you let your teeth gently graze his skin. Not enough to hurt, just enough to awaken. Then you let go slowly, as if saying, I could have kept you here. I chose not to, but I might do it again. That kind of control, gentle, graceful, feminine, is devastating in its effect. Here's what happens inside his mind. The moment you grab his lower lip, his thoughts race. He wonders what you're thinking, how far you'll go, what else you're capable of. Then, suddenly, he's no longer in control of the pace you are. You've stolen the rhythm. You've become the composer. And his only job is to respond, to catch up to a tempo you've already set. That's intoxicating for him because in every other area of life, he's the one leading. But here, with your lips on his, he's the one being pulled in. This gesture also creates an emotional blueprint in him. Long after the kiss is over, he'll remember that moment. The feeling of being held, tasted, and released. The strange mix of vulnerability and arousal. He might not talk about it, might not even fully understand why it affected him so much, but his body will replay it in silence, in dreams, in flashes, when he least expects it. The truth is, this isn't just a physical act. It's psychological warfare wrapped in sensuality. It's you telling him without saying a word, I'm in tune with you. I know what gets past your armor, and I'm not afraid to go there. That kind of self-assured boldness stuns him. It's rare, so rare for a woman to be that in tune with her sensuality, that unafraid to express desire in a way that's both dominant and tender. Once he's tasted that, he'll crave it. He'll search for it in other kisses and never find it, because it wasn't just your lips, it was the energy behind them. What makes this technique so powerful isn't just the sensation, it's the intentionality behind it. Anyone can kiss, but very few women kiss with purpose, with awareness, with the focused attention that makes a man feel like he's the only one in the world in that moment. And when you grab his lower lip, you're showing him, not telling him, that you're not kissing out of habit, You're kissing with intention. You're kissing him, not just anyone. And that makes all the difference. Even more, it challenges him because now he's no longer thinking about how to impress you. He's thinking about how to meet you, how to match your presence, your depth, your clarity. The lower lip lock doesn't